1967 Ferrari 330 P4 race car in VR. Hello everybody and welcome to OpenFed Gaming. I am the OpenFed. Today we are driving a 1967 Ferrari 330 P4 in a Ferrari Circuit Challenge. We're driving at the Deep Forest Raceway track and we're doing 6 laps. We started 16th of 16 cars and we started with a rolling start. And the weather looks pretty nice. I'm glad we're driving a convertible today. These laps are decent length. They're going to take a little bit of time to do, but this is an awesome car to drive. I tell you, at the speed that this guy can go, these laps won't take very long. But we run into a few unforeseen little problem areas that are going to come up. Well, I'll mention them when they come up. Now in this very first lap, we're just going to try and move up a little bit, but as you can see, I'm being blocked out by these 2 red Ferraris at the moment, but that's not going to last long. We all know that, because the OpenFed is going to scream by them like this. And we're going to keep ripping and catch up to the next guy, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to continue to do that until the race is over, and hopefully we will see the checkered flag first. But it's not going to be easy, as you notice that red Ferrari powering by on the outside there. They don't like to let you go very quickly and they'll try and stay with you. But there's a few Ferraris like the one we just passed there. The older ones are not, they're not quite as speedy as some of the, well, I shouldn't say that because this is an older one. So this is a 1967, so that's not always true. But some of the older ones are not quite as speedy as the rest of them. So. And this one that we're driving happens to be a very, very fast one, even though it's rated for this challenge. But as we come around the corner here at the end of our first lap, we got 2 Ferraris in front of us. Now I should have probably gone by them there, but there might not have been enough room. Now if you look in our rear view mirror, which the OpenFed doesn't do enough, it usually doesn't do it at all. Oh, I think that yellow Ferrari hit me from behind. I almost lost control there. And then the red one sneaks by me on the right-hand side as I'm still being blocked out by these other 2, and I just can't seem to get by them. And when you come around the corner here, now that yellow one is up beside me. Wow. I'm just kind of being blocked out for the time being. Wow, that's 4 cars that passed me as I was trying to get by these other 2. But we're going to get a little bit of room here. The good thing about this track is there's a few places that are really, really nice for passing. And this is one of them. Now we passed 3, 4 cars. They're all in one shot because they're all kind of clumped together anyhow. And we cut them on the inside. So this section here is really nice for passing. And you could even do it over here because there's a little bit of a straight section once you come out. And then you got this really sharp corner here. Now, I want to say with this hill going down, there's lots of room to pass as we power around the outside of that Ferrari. But right here, the track really pulls you to the left. And then as you come down the hill, it pulls you to the right about here. So you got to remember that you got to let up just a little bit around that corner so you can take it nice and tight, and then you can cut it with these guys on the inside. Anyhow, having said that, we're finished our second lap, and as you can tell, like I said, these laps are fairly lengthy, but wow, they go by pretty fast. Now that we got by those guys, as you can see, there's no cars on the track, but the reason for that is because we got stuck behind those couple of cars there for so long. So the front group of faster cars took off while I was waiting to try and find my place to get through. And when I finally do get through, now these guys are so far ahead, it's going to take me a lap just to catch up. I still haven't seen any cars here. We're well over halfway through the lap already. And I know we're not at the front. There is no way that after 2 laps we could be at the front of 15 cars. We didn't pass 15 cars. So all we can do is go as hard as we can and slow down for the corners so we don't spin out, because this car is so powerful, we will spin out the corner. But we see some competition up ahead there, and we're starting to catch up to the the back end of the front pack, if that makes any sense. Just as we're finishing our third lap here, we're halfway through the race already. Wow, what an absolutely fantastic! I love this track. This is a really cool track to race if you're racing it right. Not too much of a fan of it going in reverse, but in this direction it's a lot of fun to drive this track because it really flows really nicely. You've got some areas where you can cut the corners really nicely, and the car, well, if you're driving the right car, it makes a lot of difference. I mean, this car is just absolutely fantastic. It sticks to the track, very comfortable on the track. It goes through the corners without much pressure. You don't have to really work it that hard, and he's got lots of power. But we're going to see that in a second here as we caught up to 3 cars here now. We have to try and get ahead of these guys because this race is going by pretty quick. We're going to power by him on the outside there. See, when they give you the room, take it. Don't wait, just take it and go. Now, as we're catching up to the white Ferrari in front of us here, I do think we're getting close to the front of the pack, but I'm still not quite sure where we're at because, like normal, the Overfed forgets to count the cars. He counts the laps. He can remember to do that, but it's the cars that gives him a little bit of difficulty. So as we're coming around the corner, we're going to be finishing our third lap here. Third lap, our fourth lap. Sorry, that was our 4th lap. Yeah, this is our 4th lap that we're finishing right now. Yeah. This is the end of the lap counter. And I saw somebody way up in front there still. Yeah, there's somebody right there. Going into our 5th lap. Like I said, we gotta get near the front. Oh, we see 2 cars. We gotta get a little closer to the front by the time you get to that last lap. If you can manage to do that, then it's clear sailing the rest of the way. And always in this particular part of the track, it's really hard to pass. Sometimes if you're sneaky, you can squeeze by somebody, but they have to really be letting up around the corner for you to do that. So it doesn't happen very often, but you can do it. Usually you end up having to wait until you get to this corner right here. And then when you get out of the corner, you can boogie by this one, the white one here. The red one's he's a little bit further ahead. Oh, the white one went a little bit too fast. I couldn't catch him there. No, it's okay. We got that big long hill going downhill. But these guys looks like they're battling for 1st and 2nd place. We'll let them fight it out. And then when they're not paying attention, that's when we'll sneak by them. We're coming up to the end of the 5th lap here. Whoa! He braked all of a sudden I don't know why he did that. Didn't see any reason for it. Anyhow, we got by him, and we're gonna see if we can squeeze by this guy before this. Oh, but he's going really fast. If we can get by him before this lap really starts. There we go. We could always count on the opposition to slow down around the corners. Oh, there's one more car in front of us there, so maybe he was number 1. Wait a minute, no, that looks like one of the older Ferraris that doesn't really go very fast. So we'll just sneak by him around the outside here. We don't need to pass him, but we have to, because otherwise the other cars will catch up to us. So we'll just put him behind us and we'll keep working until we see the checkered flag, which is coming up soon. We're almost at the end of the race. Just through the tunnels, and then down that big long bank and back up the other side, and that's it. And I do believe that we are leading the race at the moment. I tell you, this Ferrari was an absolute dream to drive. I love driving the convertibles. When you're driving in the other cars, they got a roof on, and if you've got a small windshield, then it really limits your view, your vision and this just feels a lot nicer. It's absolutely awesome. Really enjoyed this one. I hope you enjoyed this race, and you'll come back to OpenFed Gaming again real soon for another one. Until then, you've been driving a 1967 Ferrari 330 P4 race car with me, the Overfed.